Hello, hello, everybody. Good morning. We are live. It is, what even is it? It's Thursday today. We're ready to go. Unfortunately, not a lot of movement overnight. Well, there was movement, just not in a direction. Very range-like action, so that is what we can expect for today so far. Pretty clear overnight high, overnight low. Hanging out right around basically that gap fill from that big CPI drop right here. We're just hanging out right around all that congestion. So range continues. What will get us out of this mess? All right. So looking at NQ, and there's really no difference as far as what's going on there. Also essentially hanging out right around that same area where we had dropped from, which is where we've essentially been for, keep scrolling backwards, beginning of January. We really haven't gone anywhere. Good morning, Roberta. Hey, Squid, Bruno, Neil, Oceans, Tom. Good morning, all. As far as news today, already got through PPI, which is that big, well, actually no, yeah, that's this big wick right here was PPI news, but it hasn't really moved the needle on the market as far as a legitimate move. So just a little volatility, and that is it. Gustavo, desde Venezuela, ¿eh? Bienvenidos. I'm gonna throw up my trading exchange news feed too. I don't have that going. If there's anything else besides scheduled news releases, because it does seem like this market is waiting for some sort of news item. We've been chopping around for basically an entire month. So hopefully we can get something coming down that's the market is interested in moving on. Trump talking tariffs this afternoon. Well, that might do it, Tom. That might move the market. All right, we got 30 seconds until the market opens. Tom, where are you finding that? What news source are you using? Because I don't see it on any of the ones that I got going on. When I got the trade exchange is basically breaking news, and then Forex Factory doesn't show anything along those lines. Financial Juice, Twitter. I need to probably switch to Financial Juice instead of Forex Factory. It seems like they have some of those. Some of those types of things that fly under the radar but then really shake the market. All right, market is open. We are essentially at the top of this trading range, and yeah, we want to see what the market does here. We unfortunately don't really have too much of a trend to go off. Only possibility would be making this wider move here, and that is not a good idea in this range structure until we get above all this action. So if we come up here and stay up here, that's when we can consider that wide trend. For now, keep it tight and favor us to turn down from that high rather than continue above it. All right, market is open. I'm going to remember to reload my charts today. You should do the same. Kind of chopping around right at that high. It'll be interesting to see if we can get above it. Got my charts loading too. Bearish candles at the resistance there. Nasdaq is popping higher. Got a little bit of a divergence going here. Again, the Nasdaq popping higher, so if it holds this, that's when we could consider a larger uptrend. We'd be watching the top of that range there, see if it holds. But S&P right now is not breaking out, so it's interesting. We'll see if the Nasdaq can drag the rest of the market up with it, or vice versa. The ES is very heavy right now. Nasdaq has an unbroken high right above us. 2 times we've turned down from this level. February 7th and January 31st. We're right at that level again. Again, I don't like this channel until we've confirmed above the range, but I'm still watching if it may come into play. As you guys are coming in, please like the stream, show your support. A good way to spread some positivity this morning. NQ getting close to that range high. We're going to be watching this pullback closely to see if this starts to act as support here. If it does, we can consider a long trade. Morning Tick Trader, morning gaming. Good day to you. Happy Thursday. All right, now we're getting a little bit of a drop. NQ is going below that range. S&P right at this potential channel, which again, not too keen on drawing in this range structure. Just kind of for reference, but the better pattern would be just watching this downtrend, which is what I'm going to do. Now we're getting that drop. So range for now is quite confirmed. Nasdaq 2 not holding the top of that range. So good reminder always of why we would want to keep our channels tight in a range structure. This is what happens. Potential overshoot of our move down there on ES. Let's see if we get a bounce. Again, would expect a bounce here after that vertical of a move. Over on NQ, doesn't quite look the same as far as an overshoot goes. Probably if you draw your channel really tight right here, but yeah, we'll see what this pullback looks like on NQ. If we get back to the moving average and it holds as resistance, we can for sure consider a short. Yes, if we keep dropping down here, we'll widen our channel and continue to look for a short as well. Getting close to that moving average. We just want to see how price reacts once it gets there. How we doing out there, gang? Everyone good? It's been a decent week for you guys. Green this week? I hope so. Come on, baby. Go up just a couple more points. Green so far, Bill. I like it. I like it. Tick Trader. Sorry to hear that. It does happen. He is not letting your red days or your red weeks turn into even bigger ones, right? Don't keep digging the hole. Big push up here. See if it closes above the moving average. Yep, we got a nice close above the EMA. This is looking like that overshoot that we originally identified. NQ pushing up too. I might consider a double higher low here on NQ. We've got one higher low right here. If we can get one more, I might go long. Given the price action, this doesn't look like we're going to get continuation to the downside right away. Be the second higher low here. Yeah, this bar closes. Momentum might be fading. Yep. See how this next bar looks though. Oh man, it's gonna go up too high, isn't it? Yeah, can't really take that. That's too high up at this point. Watching this uptrend on S&P. If we get a pullback, I'd be interested in going long. The better trade for today, the better setup is going to be reversals, double higher lows and double lower highs. Once one trend is played out, look for a double, either higher low or lower high in the other direction. Got a feeling that is going to be the trade for the day, setup for the day. Just given this price action, we're seeing a lot of back and forth. But on either ticker, I'd be looking for a long if we can pull back. Like, I mean, we had a nice push down, right? Like, sellers had a chance to get this thing going. Several stacked bars, and then we immediately bounced and pretty strongly as well. So now what we'd be looking for here, pull back, one bounce off the EMA, and then on that second bounce, we'll look to take a trade as long as we have a nice bullish signal bar. Doesn't look like the EMA is holding here. Yeah, EMA not holding, definitely not on NQ. So we now know, guys, we now know the character of the day. So we've gotten a lot of really important information. Not going to be a trend day. I can say that pretty confidently. We're not going to have a trend day today. I mean, we may have a general direction for the day, but it's not going to be a runaway trend day today. Most likely scenario is kind of a lot of back and forth mixed trading. So, you know, a trend that looks really good, maybe a big downtrend, and all of a sudden it reverses. You have an uptrend that looks good. You have it. So this is the most likely kind of stuff for today. Lots of big moves either way. No clear direction, which does give us opportunities on both sides of the market. So again, like I said, waiting for trends to play out and then looking for the reversals is going to be probably the most profitable way to trade this action. We are struggling right at the moving average here. I did, T-Wood, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I did reload my data today. Yeah, so my data should be good. Bars should be good on the chart. Price is kind of coming to a standstill here. No real direction. We have this uptrend, but it's not looking hopeful as the EMA is not holding just yet. And Q, kind of same thing. Hard to tell the bias. We're just going to need to wait till the market decides to move somewhere. It does feel like it's about to have a pretty big move though in one direction. I'm pressing pretty tightly, but you can see the volatility in the moves that we've already had. So a lot of pressure. Very likely to get a big move one way or the other right now. The question though is which way will it be, right? Very likely that we'll have a big move, but tricky to predict in which direction that's going to be right now. If I had my guess, I'd probably say to the upside. Kind of looks like a head and shoulders pattern on NQ. Shoulder here, head here, shoulder here. Typically this would mean you'd break to the bottom, but we'd have to get below that area. Come on, market. Let's go. Let's go somewhere. Volatile here. I'm looking to see if there's any news. I don't think so. I think we're just getting, again, compression, but a lot of buyers and sellers means that when it breaks out, it's going to break out pretty significantly. Looks like ES wants to make a new high here. Technically did by 1 tick. Maybe it's going to go test the overnight high now. Let's see. NQ's got a pretty orderly looking move up there. Second green candles so far, so maybe we challenge the high of the day. And again, right above us we have that unbroken high from right here, February 7th and January 31st. Market turned down from that level 2 different times. Kind of turned down from it this morning too, but might want another crack at it. And again, given the price action this morning, right when a move starts looking good, that's usually when it is likely to reverse. So move up looks pretty good, but we may just have a correction and back in the very direction that we came. Very close to the high of day here on ES. Seems to me like the market wants to test it. And it's getting volatile. So close to that level. If we break above it, guys, there's going to be a massive green candle. There's going to be a lot of, given that, you know, the daily significance of that area, there's going to be a lot of stops above that. Another green close here. I'm still expecting like one big green candle. And then maybe it reverses. Here we are, we broke above a high of day. We got the overnight high ahead. Again, looking for that big candle. There we're seeing some of that. Wow, look at this, guys. This is exactly what I was thinking would happen. Some volatile action. There's a, again, ton of stop orders up there, given the daily significance of this area. I'll see if it's legit, if it holds. And again, we'd be looking at the top of the range for that, so it's going to be our tell. Whether or not this thing is legitimate or not is, can it hold this breakout? Can it hold this level right here? Or will we continue in kind of the back and forth chop that we've seen so far today? It's looking pretty heavy, like it wants to drop here. Look at that candle. Not looking so hopeful for the bulls. Anyone buying that breakout? You know, if we were looking at that wider trend too, that did look like an overshoot. Oh, I see we got some news off that too. CNBC mentions talk of possible exemptions on some tariffs to be announced. And time delays on reciprocal tariffs. I don't know if the market's responding to that news, but very likely. And Mexico will file a civil suit against Google for the Gulf of Mexico name change. Now that's fun. That's funny. Sellers are not going away here. There's pretty solid battle for this breakout area. Be more inclined to wait for a downtrend and look for a short. It feels heavy, for sure. And again, given the price action, I would not lean towards a big trend being formed and continuing higher. Wow. And so yet again, that looks like an overshoot. So we might get a bounce up. Gosh, I freaking hate overshoots, guys, but that has been all of the action today. Does not look like sellers are done just yet. Very hard to find a wider pattern to the downside too. So yeah, this is some difficult price action, guys. If you're having a hard time with today, yeah, there's a reason for that. This is not a straightforward day so far. Got a couple closes above the moving average. Buyers may want to try for the high of day again. if they're able to push it up to the high of day, we might just basically get a seller's boycott. Sellers are still there for the time being, but if none of their attempts to push the market lower are really successful, they're going to give up eventually. Not seeing any news on this. I think we're just seeing some regular buying and selling battle going on. Oof, there's the sellers. Market feels very prone to a drop right here. Got a little bit of a higher low. Sellers have not given up. We keep getting these really strong bursts to the downside. Each one's getting bought up so far, but yeah, it feels like any one of them could kind of break the levee, and all of a sudden we're just plunging to the downside. Yeah, I mean, if we come back to the EMA here and get one more bull bar, I think I will have to buy. Getting a lot of confirmation towards that direction, but doesn't look like we're even going to get back to the moving average here. We're just a couple points away from that new high. We may see another really long candle if we break that. I'm wondering if there is any possibility for a super wide uptrend. This is crazy, guys. This is exactly the same kind of pattern we've had the last several days. Look at this. Market down, and then these choppy moves up. Big move up, big move down, big move up, big move down. Like really choppy channel. And look at the previous day. Move down, choppy move, just gradually up. Doesn't ever look like a really strong uptrend. Just gradually working its way up, and that's exactly what we have so far. Move down and then choppy move up. Big moves in both directions. Doesn't look like a great uptrend, but keeps going upwards. Big green candle here. Seeing some news saying that tariffs may be delayed until April. Everything is to be determined. So the market might be going up on that notion that maybe tariffs are delayed. Maybe looking at a pullback here. And yeah, I mean, if the moving average holds, we could for sure consider a long, just as we're generally working higher for the day. We have an overall bull bias. Yeah, if we get a setup, I think I'm gonna have to take it. Another new high is made. And are we above yesterday's high on ES? Yeah, we're like just above it right now. Or not yesterday's high, sorry, the high from 2 days ago. See if that holds. If there's any other unbroken highs. February 7th. So that's what we will be looking for. The market keeps going up. Right now we are challenging a high from the 11th, last Friday, I believe. No, that was 2 days ago, sorry. And if that holds, then we'll be headed a little bit higher from there. So we're watching right here to see if it's confirmed, see if it holds. We got some mixed candles up here. Momentum is waning a little bit. Good way to go, Bill. Call it while you're still green. Good way to go for sure. Yep, so you guys know my game plan for the day. Waiting to see if yesterday's high holds. We could get a setup right up here, so be watching this area. If we pull back, get 2 nice legs there, I'd be looking for a long, but otherwise we get below that. Watch this larger uptrend to see if it can hold or not. The only way I'd really take a short is if we work our way like all the way down in here, get below this channel, then I'd be looking for a short. But anywhere in here, I'm just waiting for the downtrend to play out and then look for a reversal setup, a double higher low to the long side. So that's my game plan. I'll be going to Discord to execute that, and we'll cross our fingers for some good setups. Everyone else, thanks for tuning in. As always, I hope it's a wonderful day for you. Stay patient out there and trade your setups, and everything else will fall into place. Have a good one. Till next time.